Best Steam Halloween Sale Games. The end date and time for the Steam Halloween Sale 2021 is November 1 at 10 o'clock Pacific Time. This means you only have until Monday to fill your shopping basket with discounted gems and juggernauts. When it ends, there will be bargain opportunities in November and December with the autumn and winter reductions. The Forest. Price £6.19 with discount 60%. The Forest is another survival game similar to titles such as Stranded Deep and Subnautica. However, instead of surviving sea beasts and ferocious aliens, you must instead fend off cannibalistic natives. You will explore creepy woods during the day and night, and you will also roam inside caves full of paintings and inhabitants. As a survival game, you will also build your own home and weapons as your forms of defense for when the army of cannibals charge at night. Dead by Daylight. Price £7.49 with discount 50%. Dead by Daylight is arguably the biggest horror game of all time. It has seen numerous crossovers from some of the scariest movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre to some of the most renowned horror games like Resident Evil. It's a multiplayer experience only where 4 survivors must complete objectives while evading a killer who is looking to introduce their spleen to hooks. You won't enjoy it if you're a single-player purist, but it's a must-own for lovers of horror who also dabble in multiplayer whether with friends or strangers. And there's plenty to look forward to in the near future with the imminent arrival of Chapter 22's release date. Divinity Original Sin 2. Price £11.19 with discount 60%. Although it's not a horror game, Divinity Original Sin 2 is an incredible fantasy RPG with lots of mature and admittedly scary themes. It also boasts a fantastic cast of brilliant characters from lone wolves to possessed theatrical gingers to an elf who has endured too much hardship. If you've been put off by its turn-based combat and isometric view, then now is the perfect opportunity to give it a chance. It doesn't have a cinematic presentation like BioWare role-playing games, but it has a fantastic story, complex combat, and hundreds of choices that actually make a difference. Disco Elysium: The Final Cut. Price £19.24 with discount 45%. Disco Elysium is another isometric RPG, only this time there is little to no combat. Instead, you will constantly be greeted with decisions that determine whether you live, die, or get your butt whooped. You play a grotesque detective who is tasked with solving a murder. And this murder involves a hanging tubby in only his very small and tight briefs. That alone is very scary. It's not a game for people who desire action and combat, but it's a must for those who want a rich story and complex characters. Not only that, but it's also a tale for those who can relate to seeing their ugly mug in the morning and wanting to end it all with a tie. PHASMOPHOBIA. Price £9.34 with discount 15%. Phasmophobia doesn't have the biggest discount, but you should buy it if you want a fun multiplayer game. In short, it's the television garbage Ghost Hunters but with actual spirits. You will conduct investigations into haunted abodes from the typical horror movie cabin and house to an abandoned jail full of creepy sounds. It's best played with friends than on your own, and now is the perfect time to buy it as the developers have just released its Halloween update. Psychonauts 2. Price £41.24 with discount 25%. There's been lots of fantastic new releases this year and Psychonauts 2 is one of the very best. It's a classic 3D platformer full of collectibles and abilities to find, and it's a sequel that was worth the long wait. Even if you've never played the original, though you should, you can easily pick up Psychonauts 2. This is because the game provides a quick and insightful overview of the original game's plot without boring you to sleep. It has a charming surface, but it also has a brilliant story full of complex and mature themes. And each of its worlds inside the minds of its cast are unforgettable. Little Nightmares 2. Price £16.74 with discount 33%. Similar to the last entry, Little Nightmares 2 is a game that only came out this year. However, this is full-on horror experience where you roam from a terrifying boarding school to a very disturbing and sick hospital. It stars Six and Mona, and it also has a roster of creative monsters for you to run and hide away from. And, for those who like a clever twist, it also packs an ending that is sad, tragic, and mind-bending. If you play Little Nightmares 2, you will enjoy the game from beginning to end, but you will also become so captivated that you start watching dozens of lore videos on YouTube. And that's one of the reasons the series is so good, because it has an incredible amount of lore underneath its surface. Visage. Price £18.06 with discount 35%. Visage is probably the scariest game to be released since PT. There are other games that are spooky and have jump scares, but there are very few others that have unbearable tension. A lot of its frights are also unique in presentation, as they're not just lazy loud bangs out of nowhere. It's full of puzzles that are difficult to solve, and it's a surreal nightmare that constantly plays with your mind. Seeing as it might be too scary for you to complete, now is the perfect time to put your bravery to the test. And you can attempt it for free if you own Xbox Game Pass. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe on my channel. And write in comments what is your favorite game on Steam.